and use whatever understanding you have of it and any book you can find about it to find that answer, you will not be able to find the answer in Sahih al-Bukhari. I'm guaranteeing you that. You won't be able to find it, whereas the answer is in Sahih al-Bukhari. Imam Bukhari has given the answer. Where? He brings a chapter. The chapter called, is the human hair clean or not? This is the heading. Then he mentions a hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was on a journey, and they ran out of water. Miraculously, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam put his hand in a pot, and water started gushing from between the fingers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in said, we drank from that water, we took shower from that water, we all used it. This is the hadith. Where is the answer? Imam Bukhari is driving the answer, deep understanding that look, there are hair on the finger, and the finger is in the water. He takes his hands out, the hair is out of the water, and people are drinking from it and taking shower from that and making wudu out of it. Human hair is clean. They need a proof, and this is a proof. Yes, for us we can just say it's clean, but where is the proof? Look at the proof. Look at the understanding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed those people with. And as I just mentioned, it's not just only because of their studies, their devotion, their practice of what they learned, and their taqwa. Inshallah, we'll continue from there after salah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. As we were talking about the understanding of the fuqaha, of the ulama, of the muhaddithin, of the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and driving the rules from the ayahs of the Book of Allah and the ahadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then keep in mind that rule has to be driven in such a way that it would not go against any of the ayahs, it would not go against any of the hadiths, and it should not go against any of the established rules of the Sharia. So it's not just coming up with an answer. It's considering all of these points, that it should never go against the ayahs of Al-Quran, it should never go against the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and it should never go against the established rules of the Sharia. Because a person may have given an answer today, and tomorrow he's giving a reply to some other question where he's breaking that rule. That's not allowed. You have to be consistent. You have to accept all of those rules that are established. And then accordingly, when you give a reply, it should fall within these categories, within those rules. And you should be able to tell that under which category does this rule falls into. So, all of these things are very important. Imam Abu Yusuf rahimahullah, who was the student of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, says that once I felt that I have learned enough that I can start my own class. So I started my class. Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah did not like me to start it at that time because he wanted me to keep on learning from him. He had his own plan for me for the future. But of course he did not ask for advice, he just went and started. Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah asked a person to go and ask him a question. The question was, a person took his dress to a laundromat, and the owner saw that the dress was very nice. He did not give that person any receipt, as there was no tradition, customs in those days of giving the receipt for it. So he did not give him any receipt for it. So when this person, the owner of this dress, went to take it back, hoping that it would be washed by then, the owner told him that, I don't know you. I have nothing from you. After some time, the owner thought that I have committed a sin. The owner of the laundromat thought that I have committed a sin by keeping the dress of that person. Why not return it to him? Because I don't want to pay it on the day of judgment. So this person went, he looked for the owner, and he gave him his dress. The question comes now, does this person, the owner of the dress, does he have to pay the laundromat the fee for washing it or not? It's washed. It's clean. He gave it to wash it. But when he went to get it, that person said, we don't have anything for you. After some days, he changed his mind. And he comes and he gives it. Should you pay him for it or not? This is the question. Of course, people are puzzled in it. They all are thinking in different directions. That should you say yes, he has to pay him? Simply means that although this person have done wrong to him, and he have used his dress for some days, and did not give it to him on time, and still he has to pay for it. If you say no, that person have washed the dress for you, you gave it to him for washing it, and you're saying that you don't have to pay him for washing it, just because of the delay, what's the ruling? So, different opinions were there. When it came to Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, he said, it all depends. The person went and asked Imam Abu Yusuf rahimahullah, and Imam Abu Hanifa taught him that if he says yes, you have to pay for it, tell him it's wrong. And if he says you don't have to pay for it, tell him it's wrong again. He went and he asked him. He says, you don't pay him because he delayed it. And he did not want to pay, give it back to you. He said it's wrong. Okay, then you have to pay it. You have to pay the man. He said it's wrong again. So tell me, what's the answer? So that man says to him, go and ask your teacher. Why did you start a class here for? Imam Abu Yusuf gets up, he goes over there. He asked him. Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah said to him, that I know that just one dress, a question about one dress brought you back here. Why would you start a class without getting the proper knowledge and a complete knowledge of the fiqh and of the understanding of the deen? Don't do that again. And then he said to him, it depends. If that person changed his mind before washing it, and he thought, I'll keep it for myself, and then he washed it. So the owner of the dress does not have to pay him because that person did not wash it for him. He washed it for himself. He was going to keep it and wash it for himself. And if he washed it and after that he changed his mind, so he washed it for you, you pay him for it. Subhanallah. What an understanding. Where you don't break any of the rules, you keep everything in mind. Ibn Abi Layla, as I said, was a judge at his time. A ruling went to Ibn Abi Layla. A question went where Ibn Abi Layla thought one of the two people is right, but the other person has some strong witness. So in order to reject the witness, he asked the witness, it was about a farm. He asked him, how many trees are in the farm? He said, I don't know. So I'm rejecting your witness because you don't have a full information about it. That person went to Imam Abu Hanifa to ask him. He said, who would know the number of the trees in the farm? But I need a solid proof from the Sharia point of view to tell Ibn Abi Layla that this is not right to ask me this type of question. He said, okay, go and ask Ibn Abi Layla. Does he know how many pillars are there in his masjid? He went and asked him. In the courtroom, he's asking judge, you asked me how many trees were in the farm that I'm witnessing for. How many trees are in the masjid where you have been praying for the last 20 years? He said, I don't know. He said, how do you expect me to know all the number of the trees in the farm? And he accepted the witness. But Ibn Abi Layla knew who sent him back. And therefore, these things were going up. And his temperature was getting higher. At another occasion, there was a woman. She was known to be insane. One day she called someone